this assessment asks us whether the molecule on screen should be considered a carboxylic acid derivative. Now, we know that the name of this functional group is that it's a ketone, but let's think about whether a ketone should be considered a carboxylic acid derivative. There are two ways to recognize carboxylic acid derivatives, or two ways to think about it. In every case, a carboxylic acid derivative is going to have a carbonyl carbon that is attached to some X that we would say is a good or a good enough leaving group, something that can leave. It doesn't necessarily have to be an excellent leaving group, but something that can leave, something like chlorine, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. In terms of that test, the ketone does not pass that test. We have a carbonyl, and on both sides we have alkyl groups, which are decidedly not good leaving groups, not at all. We would never consider a methyl group to be a leaving group. And so that's an argument that the ketone is not a carboxylic acid derivative. The other way we can do this is to calculate the oxidation number. If we calculate the oxidation number of this carbon, and we're going to make the assumption that X is a more electronegative atom than carbon, that's going to give us an oxidation number here of +3. So most of the carboxylic acid, or all of the carboxylic acid derivatives, when we have an alkyl group attached, are going to have an oxidation number of +3, just like an alkyl substituted carboxylic acid would. Well, what's the oxidation number of this carbon? If we do that calculation, we have a carbon-carbon bond, so neither atom is going to get an extra electron, so we would get 0 and 0. If we look at the carbon-oxygen single bond, the carbon will get a +1, oxygen will get -1 for the first bond, oxygen gets +1 for the other carbon-oxygen bond, oxygen gets the other one. So oxygen's oxidation number here is going to be -2. And then finally, we look at the last carbon-carbon bond. It's going to be 0 and 0. If we add all of those up in the middle, we see that the carbon of the carbonyl of the ketone is going to have an oxidation number of +2. So lacking a leaving group and having a different oxidation number from a normal carboxylic acid or carboxylic acid derivative tells us that the ketone is not a carboxylic acid derivative.